What's good, everybody? It's Kai the God, and today we're talking about Klay Thompson. And right now, Klay is taking a serious beating in the comments sections across the internet. Public opinion on him has dropped significantly, and it doesn't seem like it's recovering anytime soon. Now, here's an interesting angle on all of this. There's a real argument to be made that the constant online criticism actually got to Klay on some level. Think about it. When you're a public figure and the commentary around your personal life becomes relentless and overwhelmingly negative, that kind of pressure doesn't just disappear, it follows you. And some people believe that pressure played a role in how things ultimately unraveled between him and Megan Thee Stallion, whether that led to him pulling away from the relationship or making choices he otherwise might not have made. What's also worth noting is that there are moments captured on camera where the dynamic between the two of them raised eyebrows. There are clips out there where Klay visibly looks uncomfortable, situations where Megan is being loud and expressive in public, and Klay's body language tells a completely different story. He looks like someone who has already mentally checked out, like he's counting down the clock on the whole situation.
So here's where things get really interesting. Klay Thompson actually tried to clap back at the people flooding his comments, and it did not go well for him. People had been coming at him hard, calling him out for fumbling the relationship, questioning his character, the whole thing. And Klay's response? He told everyone to go touch grass, essentially dismissing the criticism entirely. The internet did not take that well. He got ratioed, meaning the negative responses completely overwhelmed any support he might have had. The comment section turned into an open roast. One user fired back with, "Stop touching other women and take some accountability." And that pretty much set the tone for everything else that followed. People were not interested in hearing deflection. They wanted accountability. And when they didn't get it, they leaned in harder. Right now, the internet is firmly in Megan's corner. The court of public opinion has already delivered its verdict, and Klay is on the losing side of it. But the situation didn't stop there. The online mob shifted its attention beyond just Klay. They went after Lexi Brown, the WNBA player who had been named as the alleged third party in the situation, and the harassment she received crossed serious lines. Lexi came forward and publicly stated that she was genuinely fearful for her safety, describing the kinds of threats she had been receiving from Megan's fan base as extreme and deeply alarming.
Me and Klay do know each other because we both play professional basketball. I would have considered him a friend. I do not know Meg Thee Stallion at all. You know, today, I'm still the only person that has denied this entire situation of my involvement and claim that this is 100% false. And the fact that I'm still the only one that is defending my name, I have no idea how to process that. And that's the last thing that I'm struggling to process, is that there's this massive outcry for protecting Black women, and nobody has mentioned Lexi Brown's name in any of those conversations. I wouldn't have minded if either one of them came out and said it, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are in the relationship. They're the ones that are dealing with this, and they're the ones who are communicating with each other. So one of them, if not both of them, know that it was not me. It could come from one of their teams. It could come from somewhere. The truth is over there somewhere. And I was expecting it to reveal itself from that side of it, the side that actually has the issue. Because again, I have no idea what is going on. I have no involvement. I've had no communication at all whatsoever during their relationship. So for them to just allow me to get dragged, for a lot of people to allow me to get dragged through the mud for, I don't know, it seems like 4 days now, knowing 100% what was being said was false, that surely somebody would step in and say, no, this is a lie. Please point your fingers somewhere else, or don't point them at all, but don't point them at Lexi. And by the time the game was over, it had not happened. And, I said, you know what? I'll give it a little bit more time. Surely somebody that knows the truth, and that is almost everybody involved, knows that I was not involved in this situation at all, would surely step in and say something. And it didn't happen. I was getting threats on my life. I was getting threats on my health. My family started getting comments and threats from people. I've had to hire security to travel with me places. So it got to a point where I just was scared for my.
So let's talk about Lexi Brown for a second, because from everything that's out there, she comes across as almost the complete opposite of Megan Thee Stallion in terms of personality and energy. She's noticeably more soft-spoken, more reserved, and carries herself in a quieter, more understated way. And when you compare that to Megan's larger-than-life public persona, the contrast is pretty stark. And honestly, that contrast might explain a lot. If Klay was feeling overwhelmed or out of place in a high-energy, very public relationship, gravitating towards someone with a completely different energy isn't hard to understand, even if the way he went about it was wrong. But here's the question that deserves some honest reflection. Does Megan carry any responsibility in how this played out? There's a real conversation to be had about whether she moved too fast emotionally, whether she overinvested before the foundation was actually there. The hot girl persona that built her brand was all about independence, confidence, and not being tied down. But at some point, it seems like Megan shifted, like she was ready for something more serious, ready to settle down, start a family, build something lasting. And Klay, in her mind, was the person who was going to make that happen. So she adjusted. She softened her approach, hoping that showing the different side of herself would make him see her differently. And it just didn't work out the way she planned.
So here's the question worth dropping in the comments. Who carries more of the blame in how this whole situation unfolded? Was it Klay for selling a vision of something serious when he clearly wasn't fully committed to it? Or was it Megan for overplaying her hand and putting almost every chapter of the relationship on display for the public to watch in real time? Because that part can't be glossed over. There's a certain irony in going very public with a relationship, sharing the happy moments, the milestones, even the painful parts like the cheating allegations and the breakup, and then turning around and asking why everyone is so invested in your personal life. Once you've opened that door and invited the public in, you don't really get to be surprised when they walk through it. Megan put the relationship online. She put the allegations online. She put the fallout online. And the internet responded exactly the way the internet always does. So if there's a lesson to take from all of this, it might be a simple one. Keep it private until it's actually solid. Don't let the world into something that hasn't fully found its footing yet, because once it's out there, you lose control of the narrative completely. And it seems like things between Klay and Megan never quite reached that level of stability to begin with. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments. Would love to know where y'all stand on this one. Appreciate everyone for watching and rocking with the channel. Like the video, subscribe, and we out.